Well, all right, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will now be moving to the first panel discussion of the day. All right, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the topic for the moment, tech, tools, and talent, how indie agencies maximize efficiency and innovation. To moderate this session, we have with us today Nikhil Shrikhande, Head Brand Partnership, Chatter Social. Give him a big round of applause as he joins us on stage, please. Thank you so much, Mr. Nikhil. Pleasure. I'll request you to take your seat. I'll be now calling upon stage our speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for Shiva Bhavani, founder and CEO, Wing Communications. Can we have, thank you so much, he's right over there. Give him a big round of applause. Pleasure to have you. Thank you. I would now like to call upon stage next, Kuntal Chatterjee, CEO, M-Funnel. Kuntal ji ke liye zor se tali, please, everybody over here. Thank you so much. And since he's a fellow Bengali, onek dhanyabad. All right, so my next speaker over here, may I please invite on stage Maddie, founder and CEO, Glad You Came. A big round of applause for Maddie, please. Thank you so much. Pleasure to see you again. God bless. I would like to call upon stage next Jitto George, President and Head of Solutions at Shebang. Give him a big round of applause as well, please. All of them doing some fabulous work. Thank you, pleasure. And I would also like to call upon stage Bardin Mukherjee, CEO, Digital F5. Give him a big round of applause, please. I saw some hoots and whistles coming for him, so I know you're quite popular in that space. We have all the chairs sorted. Maybe a little this side. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set. The panel is ready. I believe this is going to be a panel for 30 minutes. And since you're moderating, I'll request you to keep that within that time frame. Give them a big round of applause, please, everybody. The first panel discussion of Maddix Summit and Awards 2025. And over to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Switch on.
Hello. Hello.
Just help him with the mic now, please, quickly. Or maybe you can use this one, if it's working.
Yeah. Hi. Hello, I'm audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ठीक है, उधर रख दीजिए for audience questions.
So firstly, thank you very much for everyone joining us for the panel, right? And the topic for today is, as he explained, the tech and tools in marketing that we are using to increase our efficiency in marketing, right? Firstly, there are a plethora of tools that are available in the market, right? We do have a lot of processes that we set for our clients internally to increase our efficiency, right? And mostly, how do we finalize on this, that which tool is right for us and which tool gets ahead for us? So would you like to start?
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Thanks, Nikhil, for the question. What I feel is, see, people often feel that indie agencies are underdogs. Okay, but I feel the truth is, tech has actually flipped the game, and we feel that all the tools, we get streamlined. We see the automation which is freeing up our time. We see our cross-skilled employees who are taking us ahead. So with so much of tech tools and talent, I feel we are not just competing, but we are leading with the bigger agencies. So I feel that, like, to be very real, out of 5 jobs in the next 5 to 7 years, 4 jobs will lose only because if you're not AI ready. So the whole point here, where India and the world is moving is we need to be AI ready. If you're not AI ready, you will lose your job in the next coming years. So it is very important for everyone to upscale yourself, how the indie agencies have the right talent, right tools in place, and the right tech in place. And that's how we'll be able to see a lot of indie agencies leading the race.
Yeah. I'm Shiva. I'm the founder and CEO of Wing Communication. We are an independent agency, and we serve the brands from BFSI, hospitality, fashion, almost all segments. And we are also an independent agency, and we use tech, talent, as well as technology in our company. When I say technology, we use the right platforms, and that we are also implementing AI. Without AI, as you mentioned, the technology is very important. Without technology, we are not upscaling ourselves. And with the latest technologies like a generative AI, as well as the content that is coming, with the social media creators are coming with the help of ChatGPT and other platforms, it's very difficult to survive in AI race. for small agencies if you're not implementing a AI in the company.
Hi guys, I think I'm a bit louder. Cool. So, my name is Juro. I'm from Shebang. We're the largest independent agency in the country. The only way that the way that we've actually grown to this scale, right? So we are a 1,200 member team. The only way that we've been able to scale up to this particular size or even serve the kind of or the number of clients that we have, it is purely driven by tech. And I wouldn't say that, say technology is something, say it is given that we have to be ahead in terms of technology, the entire AI race or whatever the way that we call it. But I see this entire gamut of technology and AI and any other tools that are there to be a multiplier in terms of the effort that we put in. Because gone are the days that we see that, okay, if we are using technology or AI, then it's actually killing jobs. That's not the case. For us on a daily basis, the entire question is how can we serve our clients better? Going back to the fundamentals, right? Because all the time we would want to give better to the clients, and that is something that AI today enables us to do. And it actually saves a lot of time for us, right? So given more depth, not just in terms of breadth, but more in terms of depth also, right? In terms of getting deeper understanding, in terms of research, all of that entire piece, we can put together a product or a campaign or XYZ things or a 360-degree piece for a client together without the amount of time taken in terms of to deliver a particular campaign. And that has actually made us more agile, and indie agencies are, compared to network agencies, are generally known to be very much agile. And I think that AI and technology will make us more agile and be very cognizant of the effort that we are putting in, and we will have more of calculated, say, output focused campaigns that we would be actually building. And I think we will only grow from strength to strength with AI, and it is going to be, and all the tools and technologies are actually going to make it a level playing field for all the agencies. It could be a 5-member team, it could be a 5,000-member team, but I think technology is going to get everybody on the same page when it comes to delivering great campaigns for any of our clients.
Just to add what Jitu was saying is, what I mentioned was, of course, AI, you need to be an AI ready, but with AI, we need to have a human touch. Because if you see the agencies in the next 5 to 10 years will be the winning agencies who utilize AI at a larger scale, but have that human touch with them. So AI and human having hand in hand, I think we will see more success agencies coming in.
Okay. I just wanted to circle back on the question. I think your question was, how do we go about choosing what is the right tool, right? I think that was the question. So I'll tell you my perspective on this is coming from the pure fact that I think it comes from a very good understanding of what are you here for. You know, she mentioned the circle, like why do you do what you do? So some companies are great with content, some are great with media, some are doing integrated solutions. So I think the basic understanding of what we do and what we want to continue doing is the first layer that affects the choice of the tool for me. Of course, there are popular tools like a ChatGPT, which all of us are using as consumers. But I think for us, if I were to talk about ourselves, I think as a content company, we need to invest into tools that are ahead of the curve than a generic ChatGPT, right? If we are specializing in content, then the choice of my tool, whether it's at a thought level or at an automation level, we make the choices accordingly. So it's not one size fits all. You know, all of us are on ChatGPT, there's no doubting that. But as an organization, I think the choice of the tool that I want to choose at an organization or an enterprise level should come from, from the very core of what you are building. So I think I'll look at it that way. And you know, on AI, there is a lot of talk, and everywhere it seems to be the focus conversation. I was just watching the podcast between Nikhil Kamath and Sam Altman. And I think I really appreciate the way he put it across that, you know, there was a time when there was transistors. You know, a lot of people made money, a lot of money making transistors. But today, transistors are a part of every device that we carry or we work with. So it's what you do with the transistor. You know, Apple made much more money than a transistor company, making a phone that uses transistors, right? But I think when we look at AI, yes, it is automating a lot of stuff. Yes, we are all playing around and having fun. We suddenly have an educated friend who knows a lot more than us, right? But at the end of the day, I think what becomes critically important for all of us to understand is, you know, marry what we are building with the infrastructure and the ability that was never possible before. So I think that's the question that I think we should answer for ourselves that gives us growth in whichever direction we are seeking. So,
Hi, I'm Kuntal from mPanel. At mPanel, we learned take take is our take is our silent teammate, and tools is our creative compass, and talent is our pulse, जो हम लोगों का टीम है, टीम आगे लेके जाता है. तो right tools is very important for us. कौन सा टूल हम लोग को यूज़ करना चाहिए और कौन सा टूल से कंटेंट डिज़ाइन और भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें ये हेल्प मिल सकते हैं. तो राइट टूल्स इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस. इसमें टाइम सेव होता है और आउटपुट भी बेटर मिलता है.
Definitely. So very rightly said by sir, right? Tools is our weapons and talent is our, power, right? So whenever, as sir said, we need to be ahead of the curve and need to have the best new generation tools to be able to use it. Now the second thing that comes to mind after having the right tools is having the right talent to manage those tools, right? Let's say you come across a new tool that works it. New AI that you want to work with, right? Right kind of prompting is important. So how do you, curb the problem of having the right talent and teaching them to use the right tools in the right way?
see, the way I see it is, yes, there is a dearth of talent which understands how to operate it best. It's a learning curve for all, I think most. In fact, I can't say all. But I think what is important, the way I see it is, it, you know, like you mentioned, probably at Shawang, it's a part of the culture. I think that is most important. You know, as long as you are using it a tool to get faster, you'll always look at it like a tool. But the moment you start making it as a part of the culture, where brainstorms are happening not with just people, but also AI, you know, it's how you orient the entire team. So we've been at it for the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, probably, where, you know, we've kind of documented or we've kind of got into making sure or mandating that, you know, the efficacy that we can bring in and trying to measure that, you know, in some way. So I think it is not just about using it for, you know, efficiency or getting better, but how do we, you know, replace it as not a tool, but another human in the room. You know, I think that's how we'll have to look at it, probably, to integrate it faster.
Yeah.
But the challenge of talent still remains. It's a learning curve.
Like there are so many tools on the market, like tools and the technology is there. If you don't have a culture in the organization, if you are not using AI, that doesn't lead to any success. Like the culture is important in the organization. Like you need to sit with all the small people, small team as well. Like right from strategy, creative team, as well as a content team. We need to take up an ideas from there. Like what sort of a tools they are working, what sort of tools that will give a better results. Like it's not a proper big agency in the proper hierarchy flow. We need to sit it in a proper team and talk. See, everyone has a different ideas. Like I have a different idea, my team has a different idea, and the technologies are moving us so fast, and AI tools. Every day there's a new technology is coming, a new AI platform is coming. No one knows which platform is giving a better results. So I feel in the organization culture is very important in the small agencies as well.
I think I agree with Barin and Shiva what they were mentioning. So I think culture plays a very important role in any organization. If the culture is not good, we don't have the right approach, right team, I think people will not stay. So with AI, with having the right tools and the tech, I think if the culture is very, very important for us, where we utilize, whatever tools we have, because I feel tech will be keep changing. We'll have a lot of tools which will still evolve. But I feel the people are the backbone, they are the game changers. So it is very important for us to foster the right culture.
Yeah, second that. Gone are the days that we used to hire people, say video editors, right, who can work on Final Cut Pro, or when computers has just started, people would say that, okay, people with certain typing speed, X number of words per minute. So that is not the way that AI would function. And if we think that if we could hire people to do work on AI, we will never find the right set of audience. I think we need to go back to the fundamentals of advertising. We need to find people who are passionate about advertising and would go to any length to upskill themselves, right? So you can bring the horse to the water, right? So we all know that, and I think we can't force people to use AI or train them, but if we have the right bunch of people, I have the privilege of working with a great bunch of people. Every day they actually find out a new AI tool and come to me saying that, okay, this particular tool will help me solve this problem, because every day when we go to an office or every day when we get a new brief, we don't know what the problem is going to be, right? It's like a new day, a new challenge. But if we have the right set of people held together by a strong culture, as my fellow panelist DL said, that culture would actually help us to build an ecosystem wherein a lot of data and knowledge will start flowing, and the people would be hungry enough to choose the right tool. And with that, we would actually have a winning combination. So it would be a great folly for us if we think that, okay, today there is, 3 weeks ago there was ChatGPT 4.5 and now it is 5, and by the time 5 is announced, they've already announced
There's already 6 coming.
right now, right? So we cannot make ourselves AI ready by just having people who could use a particular tool, but go back to the fundamentals of having the same bunch of hungry people who would want to innovate, learn, and in today's time, they don't need to work with somebody who's 20 years older than them to gather the knowledge. The tool or the platform or technology, or even as something as simple as a YouTube would today enable somebody to use AI and build themselves and make them much stronger. So the dependencies get much shorter. So in a nutshell, the culture, if we are able to drive that, the culture would be able to breed and sustain and develop AI in our workflow systems overall.
6 months back, I was thinking AI, automation, all those things are coming. So that time I thought, चलो अभी तो ऑटोमेशन हो गया, AI आ गया, तो डिजिटल मार्केटर एज एजेंसी हम लोगों का क्या काम रहेगा. So that time after that I thought that is our opportunity. Then I learned AI, automation. Then मेरा टीम को भी ट्रेन किया. So we are working with AI, and our productivity and our result और भी आगे से better हो गया, और टाइम भी अभी कम लगता है. तो AI ऑटोमेशन आपको एडॉप्ट करना ही होगा, मतलब इसके लिए आपको ट्रेनिंग लेना होगा, उसके ऊपर काम करना होगा.
I think what Kuntal was mentioning, what I mentioned at the start was that you have to be AI ready, and I think I was just chatting with him outside. I saw he's the right person who's already started implementing AI, getting their teams trained on AI. So I think that is how we all need to be future ready, because if you see in the COVID pandemic, all meetings, the offline meetings shifted to virtual gatherings. So that's how the tech is coming. We'll have to adapt to it. If we don't, we'll be behind in the race. So I think that is how we'll have to. I think you're a right example. We already shifted. He was saying, I will shut my business 6 months back. He said, let me give a try to AI and see. And that's how where he is, that is sitting on the panel and trying to grow their team.
एंड टेक टूल्स एंड टैलेंट जब एक साथ काम होगा ना तो काम रिजल्ट और भी बेटर हो जाएगा.
Definitely. So, they very rightly said, tech tools and talents, ek saath jab they make an ecosystem, it works very well, right? And in that ecosystem, right, we get intimidated a lot of time by new tech that is coming, right? A lot of times we don't have the right kind of knowledge, right kind of talent to nurture them inside, right? Do we, with the budget constraint that a lot of independent agencies have, do they go out and hire a consultant, and do you think they should invest their time in learning something new or to build it inside?
सर कोई भी अभी AI जो भी लॉन्च हो रहा है ना तो पहले फ्री वर्जन आता है और सब्सक्रिप्शन भी बहुत कम होता है आपका 1500 2000 तो पहले 1-2 महीने आप यूज़ कर लो समझ लो ये आपका काम का है कि नहीं है उसके बाद उसके ऊपर आप इन्वेस्ट करो तो अच्छा रहेगा.
It is a good question to ask for an Indian independent agency. Is it right to spend on the higher tools? I did like a similar mistake last year where I invested ₹1 lakh in getting a platform through our on Glad You Came name. But when I saw initially my team wasn't using the platform, I was paying almost ₹5 lakh for an annual deal. But later when we started using the platform, we had a lot of glitches. So I think what platform you use, I think you were mentioning, Barin, at the start, that having the right tool is also very important because there are several tools you will find and at the end, after a month, you will stop using them. So I think investing in the right tool is very, very important. It took me 2 years to be there that what tools will work. It is all about trying, getting your team try, acting like I think Soumya was mentioning that they've started an academy. So I think it's important for us to get our team to spend that time on AI because if you don't spend time, you'll not be able to try on the tools. So I think it's good to have.
एज ए एजेंसी हम लोगों को भी टीम को ट्रेनिंग करवाना होगा AI कैसे काम होता है AI की रिसर्च कैसे करना है प्रॉम्प्ट कैसे देना है ये सब चीज़ एज ए एजेंसी हम लोगों को ही ट्रेन करना होगा नहीं तो आपको अभी हम लोग ट्रांजिशन पीरियड में हैं तो अभी आपको रेडीमेड टैलेंट नहीं मिलेगा आपको ट्रेन करना होगा.
Yeah, I think we've been a bit blessed on that side, wherein most of the talent that we have, so the average age of people that we have at Shebang ranges from 26, 25, 26 odd that way, basis the scale of people that we have. Luckily, we never needed to have people from outside coming in and training the team because the team themselves, people way too younger than me, I actually feel way too old. I think one of the oldest people there. But the team themselves research and come back to us rather than getting an expert. So any senior people, senior folks that we have met, many times what happens is that our team has more questions than any place or anywhere that they actually meet. So I don't think that we need to get experts outside. So tying back to the earlier point, yes, there could be a lot in terms of market dynamic sentiments that we could end up learning from our clients because they are the best in doing their job. The data that we take and then we actually put it through AI and creating an output out of it, I don't think that we would need people from outside. And that's the whole point, right? It reduces dependencies to a great extent. And AI as a tool today can work in a very much collaborative manner as well. So at Shebang, we've developed something on AI. We've built something called the second brain. So all the data for all of the clients that we have, we actually feed it onto the system. So some of the legacy brands who've been there with us for the last 9-10 odd years that were since our existence, we've taken all the reports, all the data, all the market data, consumer insights, all of it, put everything over there. And that's something that actually helps us to pull out the information in terms of what kind of a tactical activation or a campaign would work. At the same time, we have also created a portal for our clients using AI So that actually saves us a lot of time in terms of creating reports, because any of our brands, if they say that, okay, if I want an XYZ KPI or a parameter to be cross-referenced with competition or the last 8-9 years of data, we actually have that as well. So I don't think that we would need to spend a lot more in terms of external talent. I think, and that is the beauty about India, wherein India is actually leading that entire race in terms of showing the rest of the world how to use AI in a great manner, and that's something that we at Shabang, we strongly believe in. I think that AI will also enable us to take India to the world rather than always looking at the world coming to India. So the same thing, at least in terms of Shabang, we think that all the knowledge and the data that we develop inside Shabang, we'd be able to give it outside. We also teach at multiple schools. So I think we should be the pioneers in AI rather than all data is welcome, but I think that we should be leading that race rather than following it.
So I completely agree with what you said. You know, it more often than not, you are learning from your team. But I think agencies of a certain scale, I mean, I'm not talking about larger independent agencies such as Shabang, or I'm talking about probably, you know, smaller agencies. I think evangelizing still is with the founder, right? If you come across as, you know, someone who's probably, you know, leaving it to someone else to interpret the world for you, it becomes, the adoption becomes difficult. So I think as founders, if we are excited and we are appreciating, rewarding, recognizing people, like you said, the younger lot, who are actually teaching you a thing or two, and you are open, I think, and that kind of builds the culture over a period of time. So you can't stay out of it and just by acknowledging, okay, let the youngsters handle. I don't think that's, you know, for smaller agencies, that's this thing. You have to evangelize, I think, somewhere. And as you start believing, and therefore the people who you work closely with, you know, it's almost like a ripple effect that happens. And both ways, you know, it's a ripple that comes back to you and goes from you. So that's how you build culture of, you know, a certain way. So I feel for smaller agencies where we're looking at team sizes of 20, 30, you know, that it needs to also get fuel from the founder.
Just to add a line, what Barin mentioned, I agree with him. I had a 18-year-old intern joining our company a few months back, and I saw him making decks in like 15 minutes, where I saw my other senior members utilizing it 5 to 6 hours, and I saw him closing 2 clients in 3 months. So what he's mentioning about having the right talent, you know, having there. So I think it is really important for us to utilize and, you know, get ourselves as a founder. We should be aware. We should spend time on, you know, various tools to understand which eventually will work for the company.
There are so many tools out there. I mean, whatever tools that we are using currently, Gmail has their own AI now, and Workspace, Google Workspace has their own AI. Like if a Teams is using a Notion also separate AI. They have Grammarly AI. Every tool that we are using, they are coming up with an AI. Maybe initially we can not spending too much money on like AI platforms. Maybe we can try, and if it's giving a results, if you are working for our team, then maybe we can add some budget towards it.
Definitely. So, as I said, smaller agencies would not have that budget, right? And they would need to spend some time and inculcate that culture to have that curiosity within the minds of the team to be able to explore that. Right?
It's not about a budget. It's all about talent, like people who you are using. Like example, I allocate like 2 or 3 resources to use a AI platform. If they don't know how to use that technology, how to use that AI, it's a waste of money, right? So first, I have an internal team let's explore that platform first. If it's working out well, then we need to go for other platforms.
It's just like, I don't think the budget is a problem in today's day and age, right? It's like in finance, well, I was much younger, I didn't know what compounding was. But to the same extent, what AI does today is the multiplier effect, right? we may end up having a small get-together party at our office, pizza party. मतलब उतना budget is enough for us to have a team having AI as tools, right? I don't think, or say even going for a meeting, our office is in Low Parel, I say in Andheri, 1 day ka travel cost is enough for me to actually have a ChatGPT plus subscription. I don't think that budget, and that too, many tools today have freer versions also. And as you were saying that there are a lot of pieces that are free today as individuals. I think from an individual account, we can try using multiple things. Budget is not a problem. It is purely the intent. And the biggest test is going to be, rather than us 6 people sitting on this panel right now, the moment we step outside, do we actually use ChatGPT or no? Or any other AI tool, as a matter of fact. So it shouldn't be, and as you said, rightly said, the founders or the leaders in an organization have to be an evangelist in this entire piece. Because till the time that doesn't happen, nobody is going to use it, and it's just going to be a topic for the next 2-3 years. And all these years, technology has been in topics for us in terms of discussion. It shouldn't just remain there, and everybody should actually get end value out of it.
Very rightly said, right? Judge, budgets today are very down, and you have a lot of open source material also available in the market right now, right? So, any open source material that you have used that you think has changed, your course of your agency, or the processes that you are using right now?
It depends on what exactly are you using it for. Coming back to the point that if I have to put in my client data or certain consumer data or industry data, I would not use an open source because I would actually want the entire thing to be very much intact. But there are multiple tools, say any of the video creation tools that are there, all of that entire thing, right? So AI today, what we see is earlier there used to be apps and everything, free में edit कर लो, this, that, all of it. It is the same bunch, but there are multiple tools that we use for anything. I think for smaller agencies or for many freelance people, I think all the tools are available free. I don't think that there is any tool for us to even try or get a certain number of execution out of it. I think it is pretty much free, and most of all the platforms are actually open source to a great extent, unless and until the output there is a challenge, like say, for example, VO3 or something of that sort. I think most of the tools are open source, and that's something that we can do it. And most of these AI platforms actually provide their APIs as well that you can take, and then you can build your entire custom tool as well. I think that is not a barrier for us to use it, but it depends on what the end outcome or end use you want it to be, because the moment open source, people think, okay, compare between an iOS and Android and the entire stigma that people had with that. And I think as more we learn about it, because even while we are talking about adopting AI, we are also at the same time saying that, okay, 50% of us are saying that, okay, AI is not good. Right, so till the time we are comfortable using, providing AI the data, I don't think that would be a challenge for us to use a particular tool, according to me at least.
See, the way I see it is there is no escape. Yeah, so let's not talk money when there is no escape. That's how I look at it, because if you're not using it, and I keep saying this, that AI is not here to replace humans. I think humans with AI will replace humans without, right? That's the lens that you should look at it. Now, if that's the reality, then you better invest. That's as simple as that. Because you keep debating whether this cost, that cost, and like you said, a trip to like a Andheri Lower Parel, it's as simple as that. The entire digital products market is on freemium. So you try, of course they have limitations in terms, and like you said, data secrecy is also an issue. But there is enough and more free tools to try and understand what is giving you the output that you want, that adds value to your life. And then you invest in that tool. right? But it's important to play around everyone. Like for video, there's Kling, VO3, ChatGPT also has image creation, and Sora, and so on and so forth. So again, coming back to my point, it's not the tool, it's not the money. When you know that the reality is that you have to equip yourself with it, I don't think money should be a consideration. In that way.
One tool which I use, you guys can try to automate your emails, because a lot of emails you have to keep manually replying. Make.com, there's one tool which you can try for automating your emails and automating your social media platforms. So that is what my team does, that you can try. Canva Pro anyways, I think is good for all graphics and all. So that those two tools I use to, I think, reduce my team's manual time.
There is a one good platform that I use every day is Notebook LM. It's one of the, best tool, I'll say, ChatGPT number 2. Notebook LM is the number 1 for me, because like whatever I want to have, like content, I put it on Notebook LM and it'll give an entire summary, like whatever questions that I have a proper one-on-one discussion with Notebook LM. That's the number 1 tool that I'll use. And there's Gamma and Midjourney, Runway ML. These are for the graphics that I'll prefer to use.
Do we have more time?
No.
All right, cool.
But if you want to make like a concluding word or statement, then final note or anything like that.
Definitely. So, in conclusion, right, we do have to adopt a lot of tools and a lot of AI to accelerate our process and to be able to, give us maximum efficiency, right? And in conclusion, money should not be a barrier and the mind should be curious. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please give them a big round of applause, everybody. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be calling up on stage Mr. Nitin Dhingra, CTO Indira IVF, on stage, please, to kindly give away the token of appreciation to all our esteemed speakers over here. Give a big round of applause for Mr. Nitin as well, please, as he joins us over here on stage. I'll request all of you to please kindly stand over here. Can we have the token of appreciations on stage, please? And then once we are done with all the, lack of space. No. And then once we're done with all the token of appreciations, we'll do a nice group photograph with all of you together. Can we have the token of appreciations on stage, please? Huh? Oh, yeah. Six over here. Thank you so much. Be careful. Ladies and gentlemen, we can acknowledge by clapping a little bit. I'm sure they have added a lot of value to your quest and pursuit for knowledge. So a little bit of clapping does help. Yeah. Thank you. We'll do a nice group photograph with all of you after all the giveaways are done. Bahut shukriya. Thank you so much. Sir, shukriya. And we look forward to hearing all of you the next year as well when we do this summit and awards. So thank you so much. Bahut shukriya. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And one for our honorable moderator as well. Please give him a big round of applause for moderating such a wonderful session. And to sum things up, we'll just do a nice group photograph with all of you over here in the front, in the center. And yeah, that would be it. Ladies and gentlemen, the first panel discussion just got over. Can you please clap and appreciate and acknowledge their efforts? It's not every day that you get these marketing experts all